Well, good afternoon, Michiganders. It is Tuesday, October 25th. Only 2 months left to finish your Christmas shopping. And this, of course, is Tuesday with Tom, Michigan's only weekly podcast where we do answer your questions about estate planning and estate settlement in Michigan, and we don't send you a bill. I'm your host, Tom Doyle, estate planning attorney, lifelong Michigan resident, and ambassador for all things good in this great state of Michigan. Welcome to today's program. If you hadn't noted from an email that perhaps hopefully came your way recently, Amanda and I have begun offering seminars again now into November, and then we'll be picking them back up in January. But I'll be offering an Estate Planning 101 as a webinar, so you can join us as a Zoom webinar. And in that seminar, I'll be talking about how to avoid common estate planning mistakes, how to use a will, trust, powers of attorney, how to avoid probate, planning for incapacity, and much, much more. And Amanda's seminar is called I'm in Charge, Now What? And basically what Amanda's going to do during that seminar is talk about what your job is under various documents that you might been appointed. So, for example, what a trustee needs to know, what a personal representative needs to know about probating an estate, responsibilities of an agent under a power of attorney, and responsibilities of the patient advocate under a power of attorney for health care. So if you're interested in participating in any of those free webinars, simply head on over to Doyle Law PC, click on the seminar tab where you will find information including calendars and the ability to reserve seats, and for a guest if you'd like to do that as well. Last week's program, do you know how to manage your inherited IRA? A lot of folks end up with inherited IRAs, maybe from their parents oftentimes. Well, it's important that you understand when you have to make distributions out of your inherited IRA to avoid penalties, what options you might have to try and minimize taxes. So if you're inheriting an IRA from someone, I encourage you, please listen to last week's episode. We're going to kind of continue with the theme that we've got going about numbers, if you will, but today's numbers are a little bit different. Do you know these 10 important ages for retirement planning? Do you know these 10 important ages for retirement planning? But please remember that what I'm about to discuss is, as always, for educational purposes. It is not intended to be legal advice or financial advice or tax advice. You need to work with your attorney and or tax planner and or CPA or tax advisor, financial advisor, to determine what some of these numbers or these dates that we're going to talk about might actually mean for you. All right, 10 important ages for retirement plannings. Keep in mind, different retirement benefits have different eligibility ages. So your age can end up playing, obviously, a significant role in how much you might be receiving from Social Security, what you need to do to avoid penalties on IRAs, 401ks, etc. So you need to kind of look at these different ages and see how they fit with you, and then how they fit with your retirement planning. Let's start with you're under 49 years of age. Well, one of the considerations that you should think about if you're under 49 years of age, it's best if you can start saving for retirement earlier in your career. You can take advantage of compounding investment returns. And in addition, if you have some like a 401k, you may have additional employer contributions into your retirement plans. Now, the 401k contribution limit, that's how much you can contribute to 401k in 2022, this year, is $20,050. In 2023, that's going to be increased to $22,500. So you'll be able to contribute a little bit more money next year than you actually are able to do this year. Also, though, in 2023, you're going to be able to put an additional $6,500 into an additional traditional or Roth IRA, where that number is only $6,000 additional this year. But if you're under 49, you might consider making sure that you have, if you've got a 401k at work, participate in that 401k. If you don't, look at what other retirement options there might be available for you as far as IRAs, Roth IRAs, etc. Now, when you turn 50, you have the opportunity to start catching up. You have what they call catch-up contribution. So if you're an employee, age 50 and older, you can make a 401k catch-up contribution of an additional $6,500. So in addition to that $20,050 for $500 that you're able to put in 2022, which is going to be $22,500 next year, you can put an additional amount in your 401k this year of $6,500 and next year of $7,500, allowing you to try and catch up to some of the contributions that you perhaps hadn't made, which basically mean possible 401k contribution in 2022 would be $27,000 and in 2023 would be $30,000. Those age 50 and up can also catch up, if you will, in an IRA by adding an extra $1,000. So where you can put $6,000 into your IRA this year, which will be $6,500 next year, you can, if you're 50 and older, actually put in $7,000 this year, and what's going to be $7,500 in 2023. So important for you to understand what your catch-up contribution amounts are into those sorts of retirement plans. 401k withdrawal age. Most people think that they start withdrawing under their 401k at a later time, but actually, if you leave your job in the year that you turn 55 or older, you can take penalty-free 401k withdrawals from the account associated with your most recent job. So if you're 55 years and older and you're looking at leaving that job and you have a 401k, you can actually start taking withdrawals from that employer's 401k without incurring the 10% penalty. And the 10% early withdrawal penalty is that normal, you have to wait until you're 59 and a half in order to take IRA withdrawals without a penalty or to take the 401k distributions without a penalty. So a particular rule that applies to you who would be 55 and older and are thinking about leaving your current employer. Again, 10% early withdrawal penalty on IRAs is 59 and a half. That means when you turn 59 and a half, you can begin taking proceeds out of your IRA without a 10% penalty. If you take the proceeds out before that from your IRA, you'll be subject to a 10% penalty. Now, traditional IRA distributions aren't required until after you turn age 72. So minimum required distributions aren't going to be required until you turn 72 under a traditional IRA. Social Security. Well, all right, you can probably start collecting Social Security payments at age 62. That's for most of us, can take Social Security out when we turn age 62. However, your monthly payment will be reduced if you begin payments at this age, which is before your full retirement age. So if your full retirement age, what Social Security considers is your full retirement age is 67, and you retire at 62 and you start taking Social Security at 62, which is 5 years before your full retirement age, while you can take it, you're going to be looking at about a 30% per month reduction in the benefit. So there's some financial incentive, if you will, if you don't have to start taking Social Security at 62 and you can wait until your full retirement age, you're going to be better off because you're not going to be penalized by way of a reduction in your Social Security benefits for having them taken before full retirement age. Again, a little confusing. You can begin them at 62, but if you don't really need to, you're probably going to find from your financial advisor that you're better off waiting until you reach your full retirement age. Also, if you work after signing up for Social Security before your full retirement age, you're going to have a certain withholding from your benefits based upon the income that you're making. So if you're 62, if you're less than your full retirement age, and you decide to continue working and you're taking your retirement, you're going to have reductions in your Social Security benefit. Now, once you reach your full retirement age, your Social Security benefit will be recalculated. Again, the numbers are really something that you need to factor in and talk to your financial advisor about so they can look at your income, what the penalty, quote unquote, would be if you continue to work and if you take your Social Security at age 62. Another concern, age 65, has to do with Medicare eligibility benefits. You can enroll in Medicare during a 7-month period that begins 3 months before the month you turn 65. And obviously you then have 4 months after that in which to sign up and begin your enrollment in Medicare. Make sure you sign up on time because your Medicare Part B premiums will increase. So the premiums are going to go up for each 12-month period you were eligible for benefits but did not enroll. Now, so if you don't enroll timely, then the Part B Medicare benefits are going to be increasing by 10% for each 12-month period that you were eligible for benefits but did not enroll. If you delay enrollment, though, let's say you delay enrollment because you or your spouse is covered by a group health plan at work, you simply need to make sure that you're signing up for Medicare within 8 months after leaving the job. So if you're still working and you have a group health plan at work, or your spouse is working and has a group health care plan at work, you don't have to sign up in that 7-month period of time. You can wait until you leave the job or that health care benefit plan terminates. You have 8 months after that in order to actually sign up for Medicare. So you don't have to sign up and start paying a premium during a time that you're still working or during the time that your spouse is working and has a health care plan. Full retirement age for most of us baby boomers. Full retirement age is going to be age 66. That basically means people born between 1943 and 1954. The full Social Security benefit age is 66. Social Security full retirement age gradually increases from 66 and 2 months to 66 and 10 months. That is for people who were born in 1955 to 1959. And full retirement age is 66 and 6 months for people born, for example, in 1957. So the age is going up for individuals who were born after 1954. Once you turn your full retirement age, and this is important consideration, before you turn your full retirement age, if you are working, you can receive security benefits, but there's going to be reductions because of the fact that you're working. Once you turn your full retirement age, though, you can work while receiving Social Security benefits without having any of your payments withheld. So, go back. You're looking and saying, hey, I'm 62. I can begin taking Social Security now, but if I start taking it now and it's before I meet my full retirement age, I'm going to lose some of the benefits that I would otherwise have. If I continue working before I meet my full retirement age, there's also going to be an effect on my benefits. But once you turn your full retirement age, you can continue to work, and that's not going to impact your Social Security at all. The full retirement age for younger generations, full retirement age is 67 for workers who are born in 1960 or later. So millennials or younger generations are going to have to wait until they turn 67 to qualify for their full Social Security benefit. Now, there's another consideration, though. So you make it till your full retirement age, all right? But if you delay claiming your Social Security benefit until age 70, so you could have taken it at 62, you didn't. You made your full retirement age in my case at 66, but I didn't take it. If I delay until age 70, what's going to happen is my payment, my Social Security payment, is going to increase by 8% for each year you wait to start payments between your full retirement age and age 70. So, for example, my full retirement age is 66. I've got 4 more years. If I don't take my Social Security during that 4 more years, there's actually going to be an 8% annual increase in the amount of my retirement benefit. Now, after age 70, though, there's no more benefit. It doesn't make probably any sense to wait to continue not to take Social Security after age 70 because it's not going to increase other than COLA, cost of living adjustments, which is happening at the end of each year. Let's go back to 401k and IRA required minimum distributions, though. So you've got your 401k, you've got your IRA. Required minimum distribution is age 70. So those people over age 70 typically required to take annual withdrawals from their 401k and traditional IRAs and pay the resulting income tax bill. And the penalty for missing a required minimum distribution is 50% of the amount that should have been taken out. So make sure that you know when you begin taking your required minimum distributions and that you don't miss taking that required minimum distribution. Your first distribution has to be taken by April 1 of the year after you turn 72. Then after that, annual withdrawals are due by December 31st of each year. What you're going to most likely find, though, is whoever's managing your IRA, whoever's managing your 401k are going to be involved in advising you about what the required minimum distribution is, but you're the one who's got the responsibility of making sure it happens. So if whoever's managing your 401k, your IRA, doesn't tell you when your payment is due or what the required minimum distribution is, you have to make sure that you have those required minimum distributions taken out for you. Now, there are several exceptions to that required IRA and 401k withdrawal age. If you continue to work after age 72 for a company that you don't own, so you're working for somebody else after age 72, you can delay your 401k withdrawals from that company's retirement account until you actually retire. So if you keep working after age 72, you don't have to start taking required minimum distributions from that company's 401k while you're still working there. You can wait until you leave that job before you have to start taking required minimum distributions. There is the ability, if you want to have a qualified charitable distribution. So this goes right from your IRA directly to a qualifying charity. And if you look at the Tuesday with Tom, in the past I've had at least one, off the top of my head, recall talking about having charitable distributions made directly from your IRA. So it doesn't go to you and then you give it to the charity. It goes directly from you to a qualifying charity that can meet. There's going to be some restrictions on the amount, but that will also satisfy your minimum distribution requirement. And as you probably know, and if you don't, keep this in mind, Roth IRAs don't have withdrawal requirements in retirement. So Roth IRAs don't have minimum distribution requirements, which is why a lot of folks out there are looking and saying, geez, should I take my traditional IRA and convert it into a Roth IRA? And again, that is something that I talked about in a previous episode, although you should also talk to your financial advisor so that you know whether or not that conversion of a traditional IRA into a Roth would make sense for you. So again, a number of age-related issues about retirement planning that you need to keep in mind when you're looking at your retirement planning and looking at your age and what your obligations and abilities are going to be relative to your retirement account, Social Security, Medicare, etc. Of course, as always, Amanda and I would be honored to have the opportunity to help you protect your loved ones by putting together your estate plan, or perhaps amending a plan that you already have in place, or in assisting you in settling a loved one's estate. All the information about how we can help you is available at our website, doyalelawpc.com. There, you're going to find the virtual office. At the virtual office, if you're a prospective client, it's going to walk you through scheduling an appointment, downloading a free estate planning guidebook, submitting that information to us so we have it at the time of the conversation with you, and that's going to either be a Zoom or telephone call. Current clients, we've done work for you before. You're looking at maybe making some changes to your documents. You can use the Update My Plan service. You're going to tell us what changes you're interested in making, and then we will determine what documents were prepared for you that need to be changed. And again, if we need to, we'll have a Zoom or telephone call, or perhaps we'll be able to handle everything through email for you as well. And remember, too, the legal store. Simply need an individual legal document. Maybe it's simply a certificate of trust, or maybe it's a new healthcare power of attorney. Check out the legal store. See how you go about ordering an individual document from us online. And it might not even be required to have a consultation with us. We'll make that decision once we have your information about getting that document prepared for you. You can also, if you go to the Doyle Law PC Facebook page, you're going to find information there where you can also order individual documents through the legal store. Well, I think that's going to be it for today's show. And I know it's a lot of numbers, a lot of dates. It gets a little bit confusing at times, but you need to understand what those dates are. And again, you have questions about those dates because we're not the financial advisor. Talk to your financial advisor. Talk to your tax advisor. They should be able to look at your numbers specifically and help you make decisions. For example, should you be taking Social Security at 62? Are you going to continue to work after 62 and maybe you shouldn't take Social Security? Should you start taking Social Security when you meet your retirement age? The retirement age, full retirement age. And maybe it's going to make sense. Maybe it's not going to make financial sense for you. So talk to your financial advisor, talk to your tax advisor so they can help you make those decisions about your retirement. As always, too, though, if you have a comment about the program, perhaps a topic that you'd like to have answered, or questions you'd like to have answered, perhaps a topic that you'd like to have me discuss, is a better way to put that, send me an email, tom@tuesdaywithtom.com, or send me a postcard, Tom Doyle, P.O. Box 3752, Grand Rapids, Michigan, 49501. And I know I say that every week, but I'm thinking, who really sends postcards anymore? Obviously, you could send a letter. If you don't have a postcard, you can do it in a letter, or certainly an email is probably the easier way given how we do things today. Also, please follow us on Facebook and Twitter. That would be Tuesday with Tom. Follow the office on both Facebook and Twitter. That would be Doyle Law PC. And invite your friends and family to follow us as well. Remember, too, the program is available probably wherever it is that is convenient for you to listen to podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, and many, many other services. And if you have a smart speaker at home, you can always ask your smart speaker to play Tuesday with Tom. Well, thank you again for spending some of your time with us on this Tuesday afternoon. And remember, 60 days to finish your Christmas shopping. As always, I hope that you have an awesome day and an awesome week in Michigan. Stay safe. Tuesday with Tom has been brought to you by the estate planning attorneys at Doyle Law PC. To learn how we can help you with your estate plan or with settling a loved one's estate, please call us today at 517-323-7366. That's 517-323-7366.